The Adani Group, an Indian multinational conglomerate, finds itself at the center of a massive scandal that has sent shockwaves through the global business community, affecting markets and investors' sentiments worldwide. Founded by Gautam Adani, the group holds interests in a vast array of sectors, including ports, power generation, renewable energy, and infrastructure. Its influence spans across continents, making it a key player in the global market. Its meteoric rise has been nothing short of extraordinary, transforming Adani into one of the world's richest individuals. His journey from a small-time trader to a global business magnate is often cited as a remarkable success story. However, recent allegations of bribery have cast a long shadow over the conglomerate's success story, raising doubts about the integrity of its operations. The scandal first came to light when the US Department of Justice launched an investigation into the Adani Group's dealings, scrutinizing its financial transactions and business practices. The allegations are serious, involving claims of multi-billion-dollar bribes paid to government officials in India in exchange for lucrative contracts, particularly in the renewable energy sector. These claims have put the spotlight on the nexus between business and politics in India. The scandal has raised serious questions about the group's corporate governance practices and ethical conduct, threatening to tarnish its reputation and undermine investor confidence. The fallout has been swift, with stock prices plummeting and stakeholders demanding answers. The implications of this scandal extend far beyond the Adani Group itself, potentially affecting global business relations and economic policies. It has sparked a fierce debate about corruption in India, the role of big business in politics, and the effectiveness of regulatory oversight. Public outcry and political debates have intensified, calling for stricter regulations and transparency. The scandal has also raised concerns about the ease with which corporations can allegedly influence government decisions for their own benefit, potentially undermining fair competition and economic growth. This has led to calls for reforms in corporate governance and stricter enforcement of anti-corruption laws. The Adani Group's story is a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition and the perils of prioritizing profit over ethical considerations. It serves as a reminder of the importance of maintaining integrity in business practices. As the investigation unfolds, the world watches closely, eager to understand the full extent of the alleged wrongdoing and its implications for the future of the Adani Group and the global business landscape. The outcome of this investigation could set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future. The US Department of Justice wasted no time in taking swift and decisive action against the Adani Group. Alleging a multi-billion-dollar bribery scheme, they went so far as to issue a sealed arrest warrant for Gautam Adani himself in November 2022, a move that sent shockwaves through the business community. The warrant was later unsealed, adding fuel to the fire and intensifying the scrutiny on the Adani Group. At the heart of the charges are claims that Adani Group officials bribed Indian government officials to secure lucrative contracts for solar energy projects, which are critical to India's renewable energy goals. The investigation, which began in June 2020, has focused on contracts awarded by the Solar Energy Corporation of India, a key player in the country's push for sustainable energy. US authorities allege that these contracts were secured through a sophisticated web of bribes and kickbacks, undermining fair competition and potentially defrauding Indian taxpayers of millions. Internal communications obtained during the investigation suggest that Gautam Adani was not only aware of the bribery scheme, but may have even directed it, raising serious questions about corporate governance within the Adani Group. The US Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, also launched its own investigation into Adani Green Energy, a subsidiary of the Adani Group, in March 2022, further complicating the legal landscape for the conglomerate. The SEC is specifically looking into Adani Green Energy's contacts with foreign government officials and whether any improper payments were made to secure contracts, which could have far-reaching implications. This investigation adds another layer of scrutiny to the Adani Group's operations and raises concerns about potential violations of US securities laws, which could lead to severe penalties. The involvement of US authorities in this case underscores the global reach of corruption and the commitment of US law enforcement agencies to hold corporations accountable for their actions, even if those actions occur overseas, highlighting the international dimensions of corporate malfeasance. The investigations are ongoing, and it remains to be seen what further evidence will be uncovered and what legal consequences the Adani Group may face as the world watches closely. Back in India, the Adani Group faced mounting pressure as the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, launched its own comprehensive investigation into the conglomerate's dealings, scrutinizing every aspect of their financial operations. SEBI's investigation was prompted by a scathing report published by Hindenburg Research, a US-based short seller, which accused the Adani Group of stock manipulation, accounting fraud, and other serious financial irregularities. The report sent shockwaves through the Indian stock market, wiping out billions of dollars in market value from Adani Group companies and causing widespread panic among investors. The Hindenburg report also raised serious questions about the Adani Group's use of offshore entities and related party transactions, alleging that these were used to inflate profits, obscure ownership, and evade taxes, creating a complex web of financial deceit. SEBI's investigation sought to determine the veracity of these allegations and assess whether the Adani Group had violated any Indian securities laws, which are designed to protect investors and ensure market integrity. The Supreme Court of India, however, expressed concerns about SEBI's handling of the investigation, particularly its ability to effectively investigate the complex web of offshore entities allegedly used by the Adani Group, which posed significant challenges. The court's criticism raised questions about the effectiveness of India's regulatory framework in dealing with sophisticated financial crimes, highlighting potential gaps and weaknesses in the system. SEBI's final report on the Adani Group was delayed multiple times, fueling speculation and uncertainty in the market as investors anxiously awaited the outcome. In August 2024, SEBI finally released its findings, concluding that the Adani Group had committed minimum public shareholding violations, which were significant but not as severe as initially feared. However, the report did not find any conclusive evidence of stock manipulation or accounting fraud, leaving some questions unanswered and the market still somewhat unsettled. The Adani Group scandal quickly escalated into a political firestorm in India. The allegations of bribery, particularly the involvement of government officials, have fueled accusations of crony capitalism and raised uncomfortable questions about the relationship between big business and politics in the country. Opposition parties have seized on the scandal, accusing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, of turning a blind eye to the Adani Group's alleged wrongdoings due to the close ties between Gautam Adani and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Rahul Gandhi, a prominent leader of the Indian National Congress, has been particularly vocal in his criticism, alleging that the Adani Group's rise is a textbook case of crony capitalism that has flourished under the BJP's watch. The BJP, for its part, has denied any wrongdoing and accused the opposition of playing politics with a serious issue. The party maintains that the Adani Group's success is a testament to its entrepreneurial spirit and that the allegations against it are politically motivated. The scandal has sparked protests across India, with citizens demanding accountability and transparency from both the government and the Adani Group. The scandal has also highlighted the deep-seated concerns about corruption in India and the urgent need for stronger institutions and more effective regulatory oversight to prevent the abuse of power by corporations and politicians alike. As we delve deeper, it's clear that the impact of these events stretches far beyond local boundaries. The ripples created here have reached the global stage, influencing policies, economies, and even cultures around the world. In many ways, what started as a localized issue has now become a topic of international discussion. It's fascinating to see how interconnected our world truly is, and how actions in one corner can echo across continents. This interconnectedness, while sometimes daunting, also offers a unique opportunity for collective growth and understanding. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize and embrace the global implications of our local actions. In times of crisis, it's not uncommon to see denial and defiance. People often resist changes, clinging to old ways despite the mounting evidence. This reaction, though understandable, can hinder progress and delay necessary actions. As the cost of living rises, electricity rates come under intense scrutiny. Consumers demand transparency and fairness, questioning every hike in their bills. Regulators and companies must balance the need for sustainable energy with affordability, a challenge that grows more complex by the day. Sometimes, unexpected connections arise that change our perspective. A curious link between seemingly unrelated factors can lead to breakthroughs. By exploring these connections, we can uncover new solutions and innovations that drive progress. Looking forward, the path is filled with both challenges and opportunities. It's a journey that requires resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace change. By learning from the past and staying open to new ideas, we can navigate the uncertainties and build a brighter future.